Hey you. Yeah. This is the College Gamers podcast, and something I completely forgot to mention during the show because of the craziness of that weekend. I had an awesome opportunity to interview Hammond Chamberlain, who does lots of podcasts, but what I talked to him about is the new Climb Out network he has started. It's not really video game related, but I'm really interested in what he's doing on the internet. The Climb Out network is an online community for people staying sober. I have my family, or I have I don't have a past, but like in my life, like there has been some alcohol related things, and it's affected me personally. And I think what he's doing on the internet is really cool regarding that kind of stuff. So I really just wanted to talk to him. I mean, it doesn't really fit our podcast, but I did it anyway. So at the end of the show, I completely forgot to mention it during the show, but afterwards I tacked it on to the end. So if you're interested, give it a listen. He's a really, really cool guy, and it was such an honor to interview him. So just a little side note. All right, back to the main show. Yeah, crazy weekend. So the show's kind of loopy. Good luck. All right, bye. Oh wait, enjoy the show. I don't know why I said bye. Derp.
This is the College Gamers Podcast.
All right, hold up. Stop the show.
All right.
This music is not appropriate for what we have, because ladies and gentlemen, we got ourselves College Gamers After Dark. Hello everyone, this is a late night episode of the College Gamers. I'm Mike. I'm joined today by two classy gentlemen. Taff Faust, hello.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
And let's blow the cigar smoke out the way, folks, because I'd like to introduce you to another friend, Adam Fields. Hello, Adam.
I'm surprised you remember my last.
Your last name? Yeah. I remember it because I'm always like, I wonder how he got that name. It was like one of his ancestors is just in the middle of a field somewhere, and they're like, what should his last name be? What if we call him Sky? No, I got another idea.
They were probably a farmer.
Yeah, that's probably true. Alright, turn this music down. Yeah, so late night show. Alright, I got a story for y'all, gentlemen.
Alright.
It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday. I have a project to work on that I've been working on all week here and there. You know, it's like decent. Like it's a coding project, so all the code's there. It's 1 o'clock. My buddy's like, hey, let's meet at Middleton Library. For everyone who doesn't know, Middleton is the LSU library for students. And let's finish this project. So I go over to Middleton. It's 1. It's like 1:20. It's basically 1 in the afternoon. And we work on that project. We crack that code. We're running tests that the professor gave us. I leave that fucking library at 5 a.m.
Jesus.
This morning, I crawl into bed at 5:30 in the morning, and I go to bed and wake up at 11. And screw that project.
How?
It was, well, first of all, they have, I'm really loud, I'm gonna turn myself down. They have these study rooms that you can rent, and we're on the 4th floor, and we're away from all windows, so time does not affect us. We're like in this bubble where time doesn't exist, and we're just in this other dimension.
They do that same stuff in casinos. That's
Yeah.
why casinos don't have window.
Exactly. Like, I was never tired, but like we were keeping track of time. It was like, it felt like every hour we were almost done. And like it was 5 o'clock. On top of, okay, so first of all, the project was due at midnight. So 5 a.m.'s a little late. And I don't know. It was a mess, dude. So and on top of this, on top of the project being done Saturday at midnight, we have a midterm at noon on Monday that I've been studying for all day.
Golly.
After I woke up at 11. And yeah, so that's what I've been doing. And then I have another midterm Tuesday and Thursday. It was a really shitty night. But I have this rule. I've never pulled an all-nighter at school. I think it's the closest I've ever been. I don't know if you... I kind of classify it as an all-nighter. Because being up until 6... I didn't actually go to bed till 6. Yeah, I think that's close enough to an all-nighter. 6 is, that's a morning. That's when people are waking up.
Yeah, I would agree. My dad was up before you left campus, so...
Yeah. I have a rule where if I'm ever like pull an all-nighter, and when I'm done, the sun is up, I go to Louis. Because there's a 24-hour diner near campus, for people who don't know. And
I live right next to that.
yeah. So when I leave, unfortunately it was dark, so I was like, no Louis tonight or this morning. But I realized that the LSU stadium, you don't know if it's nighttime because it lights up the whole campus that night.
True.
Yeah. So that's my story.
You should have gone to Louis. You know who was working last night?
Who? Oh, Corey?
Corey.
You mean this morning?
Yeah, this morning, last night.
Yeah.
Potato.
So the plan was yesterday we were going to have a guest, the Inked Geek, Nate and Brandon from Inked Geek Studios. We were going to have them on yesterday for the show, but I was like, there's no way this project's going to be done before our schedule time. So I'm working with them to get them so we can schedule something for next weekends. And it's a good thing we moved it because there was the evidence shows there's no way that project was going to be done in time. But yeah, I was in that library for like 16 hours in that one room.
Why would you do that to yourself?
I don't know. That's the thing though. Like we worked on that project all week before this night. So here's the thing about coding projects. It's I always say it's 1/3 coding, 2/3 debugging, where you spend, for every hour you spend coding, it's 2 hours debugging it. Anyway, this is a video game podcast. Let's talk about video games. It's late night though, so we can talk about whatever the fuck we want.
All right.
Yeah. But yeah. Geek review. No, not geek review. Inked Geek. A lot of geeks tonight. Next weekend, hopefully. There's something I want to run by y'all. Have you? So I was looking at Fortnite. I was looking at Battlefront 2, the new Star Wars game, and I was wondering, like, they have these deluxe editions that are like $90. I think Fortnite. Let me pull it up here. I think Fortnite has a $150 version of the game.
Yeah. And
I was really curious, who buys those before the game releases? Yeah, it's $149.99. And it comes with a all bunch of like in-game shit. But I'm really curious, who buys these super deluxe editions before the game comes out? I mean, unless you're a fan of the game. So like, all right, let's take it. Let's say you buy the Assassin's Creed Origin version, right?
All right.
And the saxophone's driving me insane. Silent saxophone. Let's say you're a fan of Assassin's Creed, so it's half. Like, if you indulge yourself in like the super deluxe shiny edition that comes with a golden hippo Assassin's Creed, like
it's actually a pyramid and it looks really badass, and I really almost considered it.
So if you got that, I understood, because Assassin's Creed it's a game that you've played before. You know what you're getting when you get an Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
But for a game like Fortnite that has no prequels to it, you kind of don't know what it's going to be like. Who spends $150 on that? Unless you
people who have $150 to spend.
It's a good point. I mean, unless you like really buy into the trailers.
That, or I feel like that's also marketed towards people who actually like are into like the collectible memorabilia for games, regardless if they're good games or not, and people who work in the gaming industry, because they tend to have a lot of that just like game clutter.
Yeah. Adam, were you gonna say something?
Not really. I was just gonna say people who have $150 that they can blow on anything, whether or not it's gonna be good.
All right, so not college students is what you're saying.
Exactly.
None of us on this show. No, that's a good point. I was just curious because like that, I thought that was I thought that was insane. I was like, there's no way I'm going to spend that much money on it.
Do you remember the freaking $1 million edition of Saints Row 4?
Did someone buy that?
Are you kidding?
No, we actually reported on this. Like it was one of the very early things we reported on in this podcast. It was the Saints Row 4, the Super World Bowl edition.
Yeah. Oh.
It came with. Actually, I pulled up right now. It's $1 million is how much it cost.
Okay.
It came with the game.
What the fuck does this come with?
It's the game of Virgin Galactic space flight, full size replica of the dubstep gun, hostage rescue experience, spy training day, a capsule wardrobe, plastic surgery, personal shopper, 7 nights on top of the royal suite at the that super fancy place in Dubai, like the only 5-star hotel in the world, or 6-star hotel in the world. A week for 2 at the Jefferson Hotel in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
First class flights
Taft.
to Washington, D.C. and Dubai.
Taft.
A Lamborghini.
I think we're getting trolled.
Well,
I don't think it's a real edition.
oh, it might not have been, but it was definitely advertised.
Oh, yeah. No. Like, it's awesome.
Yeah, and then a year of a Toyota Prius with a year of insurance, and a year's supercar membership.
Oh, my God. That's funny. That's crazy. When did that come out? Because that must not have been too long ago. Anyway, I feel like we're getting off topic here. Y'all want to talk about what happened this week?
Wait, real quick,
All right.
before we move on, though.
Okay.
Just on this topic still. If you did buy that for $1 million, you lost you lost almost $400,000 because the total cost of all that combined only cost $629,974,069.
No, well, you know, they
only
400.
yeah, you know, they have to make a profit somewhere, right?
I mean, if you're dropping freaking $1 million, that is only that much.
Yeah.
You know.
That's true. You know, and if you have $1 million to spend on this, you probably don't care. Like the extra $400,000 is probably not that big of a deal to you.
I don't know. I feel like that's still probably a decent bit.
Yeah. All right, let's do news, guys.
And now for the news.
News, late night edition. What's going on? Let's start off with the Star Wars Battlefront 2 beta is now live. I think I was installing it earlier, but I stopped so that we could record the show. Hearing good things about it so far. Right now, it's kind of featuring ground-based battle and the space combat. I haven't been able to play it yet just because life has been a shitty fan spinning like a wanked pig. I don't know what I'm going about. But yeah, I'm excited to try it. I don't know if either y'all have Taft. I know you have a PlayStation, and I think it's on PlayStation.
I have an Xbox as well.
Is it? I thought for some reason I thought it was a
It's on Xbox
PlayStation.
as well.
Oh, for some reason I thought it was a PlayStation exclusive. Have you tried it yet?
Not yet. I saw it yesterday that it was on there.
Nice. Do you have any plans to?
Yet.
Did you want to, or do you
Oh
not
yeah,
care?
definitely did. I just didn't have time.
I got you. They should give us crossplay so we can play it together.
That'd be awesome.
But yeah.
I'm not gonna do it.
When I put this in the show notes, I was hoping I should get around to playing it, but I did not have the opportunity, obviously. But let's move on to Nintendo.
So I thought this was great. So the title of the article is "Nintendo pushes Switch production to 2 million a month." If that tells you anything.
Holy crap!
Is there still a shortage?
Yeah,
Dude,
this is how seriously they're taking this shortage of consoles.
that's nuts.
You remember when we were like, "Is the Switch gonna bring Nintendo back?"
Yeah.
For real.
And some people
We
were like,
doubted it.
"No, it's totally not," but it is.
So, no, Nintendo is falling just a tad bit short on the demand for Switches, but now they're coming out and saying they're going to attempt to try to produce 2 million Switch consoles per month to meet the demand that people are getting.
Well, when did the Switch come out? It came out March. This is the
March 3rd.
This is the first Christmas season or holiday season, this Switch will be available. So that's probably what they're gearing up for, because you know it's gonna be sold out for Christmas. So that probably
is one of the things. But I mean, like, just in general, people after this thing since before it came out, like with pre-orders and stuff like that, and they're still like selling out everywhere, and they can't meet demand.
Yeah, no, I agree. They should have done this a long time ago, but I'm excited. Is it?
Let me show you how ambitious they are. They say end of 2017, they're aiming to reach 2 million units sold. I mean, 20 million units sold.
It's better than...
That's ambitious.
Shit, what did the Wii U have?
Like 12 million.
Wii U total sales.
Over its lifetime. I think the Wii U only had like 12 million.
I gotcha. Why are you not giving me just like, I don't know. Oh, here we go. The Wii U has sold through 13.5 million units, making it officially Nintendo's worst selling console. Zing. No one gives a shit. That's funny. That's insane though. That's good though, because they need something different from the Wii U. Because the Wii U,
hopefully their ambitions are going to be right.
Because the Wii U was PU.
The only reason I still have mine is because they haven't released a Smash 4 port for the Switch. As soon as they do that, everything related to my Wii U except my GameCube controllers and my GameCube controller adapter is gone.
Microwave it. Actually, because it's the worst selling one ever, that means it's the rarest. So if you keep it for like 30 years, I bet people are going to be wanting to buy it or wanting to forget it forever.
No, people are going to be wanting to collect like the NES, the N64, the GameCube.
Yeah. That's funny.
GameCube was amazing. I love GameCube.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The GameCube is great, but I saw an article the other day dissing the GameCube.
Well, whoever wrote it is an idiot, and I hate them, and they can die.
Damn. All right. Well, speaking of...
I won't speak to the GameCube individually, but without a doubt, the GameCube controller is the best controller in existence.
Oh, I totally disagree with that.
Oh, you disagree? Why is that?
I 100% disagree with that. I think the Xbox controller is easily the best controller ever made.
I have to agree with that. I think that it feels your hands better.
In hand.
It feels your hands better.
I like it and it's smooth, but I mean, well, yeah, I guess it could be. I mean, this is just my bias as a Smash Bros. Player who uses a GameCube controller. It's just really smooth.
Mm-hmm. I think we can all agree, though, that the Nintendo 64's controller, though, is the worst one ever designed.
Oh, yeah. No, by far.
I broke, like, the joystick on that I had to buy so many controllers because I kept breaking the joystick by accident.
Like, what were they thinking about making a freaking trident-shaped controller that had a joystick in the middle?
Exactly.
Yeah, but I think I thought it was specifically designed for Mario 64, and it just happened to work kind of well for the other games.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
See, I feel bad for like the people who still play N64 Smash Bros. Competitively because they have to use that. Like, there's no other controller that they can adapt.
It's true, but you know what? Speaking of adaptation, improvise, adapt, survive. Just like in Skyrim, what's going on?
Yeah. So the remember last week how we talked about the new survival mod or survival mode coming from the Bethesda Creation Club?
Yeah.
And we didn't know when it was going to release. So it released 3 days ago.
All right, cool.
And it is still currently free for anybody out there who's interested in it, and will be free on the Creation Club until October 10th, so Tuesday.
All right.
If you're listening to this when it first comes out.
Cool. So any plans on trying it?
I'm probably I don't have anything to do tomorrow until like the afternoon. So I'm probably going to just sit at home with my hand in my pants trying to wait for this to download. So
cool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Have you never heard that saying before?
Just sitting there with your hand in your pants? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know why it threw me off.
It sounded like you were really caught off guard by it. Like
I was.
Like, we've heard the saying before.
I have heard it, but for some reason, I was like, I've never heard that phrase. I was like, oh wait, I have heard that phrase, and images popped into my head, and yeah. Anyway,
yeah. It's like sitting around with your thumb up your ass, just not do anything.
I'm confused. So, what button do you press the download button with? because like they're both anyway.
I have a single free hand.
Oh well, I figured you were like you had one on. Never mind, either side. Anyway,
If
Fortnite.
If I have my finger up my butt, then my hand is in my pants. You know.
Oh, yes, two birds with one stone. Cool. All
There
right.
you go.
Well, speaking of two birds, Fortnite has reached 7 million players for both the Fortnite and the Battle Royale spinoff. Hence, both birds. This is a horrible transition. So
You're better
7
than
million
that.
players. It's nothing really to sneeze at. That's doing all right. But to be honest, I really don't think this would have been news if it wasn't for the controversy between them and PUBG.
Oh, I completely agree. I think PUBG honestly kind of screwed itself over with all this, like, I guess like the lawsuits and stuff like that, or whatever they're trying to do with it.
I don't think there's a lawsuit yet, but I think they're definitely giving them more huff and stink than they should be, and they're just kind of giving them fuel, you know?
Yeah.
They're really just giving them free publicity, really, you know, because all publicity is good publicity, according to the phrase. But
I can kind of because they're worried that Fortnite will overtake PUBG.
Yeah, I can understand that. But to be honest, dude, PUBG has been exploding. So I really don't think they have something to worry about.
It was, but remember when people were into Battleborn and then Overwatch? Like, shat on them would be putting it mildly.
That's true, but I don't think...
Wait, hold up. There's one very wrong, like, untrue thing about that statement.
All right.
Nobody was ever into Battleborn. That thing tanked from the get-go.
That's true. I can't have to be at that, because when Battleborn released, everyone was still hyped for Overwatch. The closed beta was still going, so people were watching streams. I think Blizzard killed Battleborn before the game even released. Like there was no real window for Battleborn to be popular.
No.
And I really think PUBG could have done the same thing. PUBG could have killed Fortnite like a horse with a broken leg, like out behind the barn. No one would have noticed. But instead, they kind of put a spotlight on them. And one issue is I think Fortnite is currently on console, and I think that's why. I think as soon as PUBG hits consoles, I think Battleborn it's not gonna be as popular. Like I think as soon as PUBG hits consoles, I don't want to say Fortnite's gonna be dead, but they're gonna be sweating in their boots.
Maybe. I can see it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's on PlayStation. And I think that's a lot of people are saying that's where Battleborn's success is right now, is that it's the Battle Royale game that's on consoles while PUBG is not.
It's also on Xbox.
Is it? Oh, I didn't know that. Google only brought up PlayStation.
Yep, no, it's also on Xbox.
Okay.
And it's free.
Yeah, the Battle Royale is free because it's
Yeah.
like it's a free spinoff. So, you know, so PUBG needs to get there, but the issue is that when I think PUBG is aiming to be an Xbox exclusive for like a timed exclusive for a bit. So the issue is they really need to kill it on Xbox because they don't want to give Fortnite a chance to prosper on PlayStation before they move over there. So I think it's going to be some strategy on their part. But
I completely agree.
But like they hit 7 million players. That's not news. No one gives two shits. But the only reason why it's news is because of PUBG. They're really kind of shooting themselves in the foot here. Yeah. What's up with Mario Odyssey?
All right, so I just want to let y'all know that I myself did not put this pun in here, so don't you dare get on to me for this.
Oh, I'm gonna get you onto it because you included it.
We're gonna shoot the messenger.
I see it.
Alright.
I'm gonna find you and I'm gonna hurt you.
All right, so Odyssey is still scheduled to come out October 27th, but it recently got a new gameplay trailer, and Nintendo themselves described it as Cap-tivating, and that's cap-tivating. I'm proud of you for that, Nintendo.
Hashtag boycott
sure proud of
Nintendo.
I'm
Hashtag
about to go drown my sorrows from that pun and like just bottles of whiskey.
Task, we're gonna be talking about like what we're playing. Task gonna be like, God, I was just
God.
playing. Just
I play the ever living heck out of.
we just hear a thud, and we're like, did he pass out?
And then, you're just gonna hear a thud. Josie's gonna have to walk over and be like, "Yeah, he's out, guys. I'm sorry."
Hey guys, I'm the new host of the College Gamers.
Hey guys.
She skyrockets our numbers to unseen by any other podcast.
Because we have a girl.
Exactly.
I mean, Cammy's been on the show before.
That's true.
That's true.
So when what we have to do so that it doesn't, so we don't get really obsessed people. What I do is that on the show she's on, I just block out all of her words with loud beeping noises.
Gotcha.
You know, because I think part of our show is that no one knows about us. So if Cammy joins us, that kind of ruined that.
True.
You know,
because people are like, Cammy wants to be known. She wants to be famous.
Exactly. I don't want to be famous. I want to live under a rock my whole life.
You do live under a rock, Mike.
It's true. Anyway, other than Cap-tivating, is there anything else worth saying?
I'm sorry, what?
I said, other than the pun about a hat, is there anything else worth saying, or are we going to move on?
Oh, there's very much stuff worthy of saying. So in this trailer, we get everyone's favorite plumber. I don't care if Nintendo says Mario is a plumber. First, we get a look at his hat, which is officially called Cappy. And they showcase that being thrown around and can control objects and enemies around. And we do see as well various outfits he can wear. There's a list of them on the website if you go there. As well as photo mode, which you can output images in mobile phone format. So if you want to like save an image from the game as your lock screen or something like that.
That's pretty cool.
The interesting thing we get from this though is a 2-player mode, and the second player actually controls Cappy.
What? Local co-op.
Exactly.
Nice.
Don't get enough of that these days.
In addition, Nintendo also announced that a new Switch bundle called Super Mario Odyssey Switch Bundle. This bundle comes with a Switch console, Super Mario Odyssey, red Joy-Cons, and a Switch carrying case. They say it has, quote, special markings on it, so I'm assuming this has something to do with Super Mario Odyssey.
Adam totally blew my mind with that. I would have bet money that it came with Breath of the Wild.
All right, guys. You know, Adam says, hey, there's a new bundle. My first thought is,
I have crippling depression.
Because another bundle means I can't just buy a stupid Switch. All the Switches are going to go in these stupid bundles for an extra $200.
But I mean, wouldn't you want to buy Odyssey too?
I want Breath of the Wild. I don't know. I want a console, but I had no money. Is there any way I can get a bundle that's free?
No.
I mean, I'm sure they'd sell like individual Switches.
I can give you a bundle of love.
Oh my gosh, thank you, Taft. Maybe after the show. Let's not do it live on air. But anyway, that's pretty cool. You know, I'm sure this is gonna be nuts, just like Breath of the Wild. I'm curious though. I'm really curious what's gonna sell more, Breath of the Wild or Mario, because they're both really groundbreaking for their games. So
I'm gonna say Breath of the Wild.
I think so too. Mostly because it was a launch title.
Exactly.
You know, so.
But I mean, people were getting copies of the game like without having. Remember how like millions more copies of Breath of the Wild were sold more than Switches? Like people were sitting there with the game, unable to play it.
I wonder if we're gonna get that with Mario Odyssey as well. We'll have to find out in, I guess, a month or two. Anyway, let's move on.
Oh yeah, never mind. I was about to say come on. I didn't think about that statement before I said it.
Oh, okay, good. Just cool. All right, let's move on to a game about a goose. This game was fun. I want everyone to pull up the trailer. Everyone on the show. Also, yeah, if you're listening to the show, just go to Polygon. Look up a game called Untitled Goose Game. In this game, it's pretty simple. You play a goose. You're annoying, you honk, you take things, and you have, from the gameplay trailer, you have a list of to-dos, and it's things like get the farmer wet, make him change his hat. And so you, the goose, have to manipulate the farmer to get him to do stuff like unlock the gate to his garden where you can steal his vegetables and stuff. And it looks really cute. Like the animation's really clean and simple, and it just looks like fun. I'll be honest. It's not really much to talk about other than like you really screw with this farmer. Like you like steal stuff and you can sneak around and you can chase him around, honk at him. It's pretty funny. But yeah,
All right then.
it just looked cool. I was like, this draws my attention. It's adorable. I'll talk about this. Why not? Yeah. Anything else? Anyone has anything else to say?
Not really.
Cool. All right, I'm gonna take a sip of coffee, and man, dark roast is like a kick in the nuts every time I drink it. I swear. All right, fellas, there's one question we need answered.
What games are we playing?
Who wants to go first?
You go first.
Me go first?
Yes.
Dude, I haven't played jack shit this week. What have I played? I've been playing Battlefield for some reason. Battlefield 1.
All right.
And like it's been unpleasant. Like I'm not having fun, but I keep going back to it. It's really I'm in like a weird space where like I want to play a shooter, but I want the openness of PUBG, but not the progression of PUBG, you know?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
So I'm kind of just stuck in a rut because if I go play PUBG, I usually die. And like, you know, like I like picking up weapons, I like earning new attachments and stuff, you know? And you get that in PUBG, but when you die, you have to restart. And in Battlefield, I get the open world, I get the progression system, but everyone on there is just so much better than me. And I'm just dying so much. And I kind of just keep dying and dying until I just get fed up. And I don't even exit the game. Like I just Alt F4 out the game and just walk away from my computer and do something else.
I mean, here's like an idea.
Okay.
A game that's open world and a shooter.
Okay.
Wildlands.
Wildlands? That's a good idea. I thought about going back to that. Though I think I accidentally uninstalled it the other day.
Shame.
But I did think about going back to that because I wanted to complete the alternate ending. Because I completed the game, but I didn't do the alternate ending yet.
There's an alternate ending?
Yeah. After you kill Big Boss Dude.
El Jefe.
El Jefe. But it's kind of stuck in a rut. But like 20 minutes before the show started, or like it was actually 40 minutes or something. But I played. I decided to crank up Fortnite Battle Royale just to try it. I played 2 matches. Neither of them ended well. So it's really copy paste from PUBG. I mean, really copy paste. Like the map system's all the same. You fly in, you jump out of it's not a plane, so it's a flying bus. It's really similar. So far I haven't enjoyed it too much, but that's only because like the first game I played, I didn't know where to jump, so I jumped in the middle of nowhere. Like I was aiming for like a house, the house didn't have any weapons, so I eventually like got screwed over by a guy with a shotgun. In my second rounds, I landed on a house. I found a pistol. I was shooting a guy who was coming after me with a melee weapon, but then the game crashed, and I was like, screw it, I don't want to do this anymore. So, yeah, it's been my gaming experience so far. It's been kind of a salty week. Salt week. There we go. That's how I describe it. Thank you. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by toe. Taft, what have you been playing?
I played Wildlands this week.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Actually, yesterday, my friends finally got it. And so me, him, and another one of his friends did a 3-player round, and it was a lot of fun.
Oh, that game's so much fun with friends. I think it's better with friends.
It definitely is. Like, I've gotten to the point where I was playing today just to kill some time, and I found this area, and I found like an excellent sniper spot, and I was just sitting there sniping people, and I was like, this is not nearly as fun, because like I'm by myself. It's really hard for me to get caught.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, no, it's fun when
night.
someone messes up.
We were playing last night, and we were like, okay, here's how we're gonna go approach this base, stuff like that. Let's go. And we're walking, and I go to fire, and I have this dude lined up, and I was like, okay, take out the first guy, tink, and then he turned at the last second. And misses, and the entire place goes at.
Alarm just goes off.
Exactly. Like I had to pull out my shotgun. The other guy pulled out like his SMG. The other guy pulled out his LMG, and we just went to town.
Yeah, no, that's the fun of the game, especially with friends, is because you can be going really easy, like everyone's stealth, you're killing people, but someone messes up, and it's fun to just be in that situation where it's like, okay, now we need to change the plans. You know, yeah, it's a good game, man. Is that it?
Yeah,
Is that-
that's actually all I was able to play this week. I didn't really have much time.
Yeah, it was.
I spent a lot of time watching videos on Assassin's Creed and
Oh, really?
Shadow of War.
Are you excited for Shadow of War?
Oh, I'm so pumped.
I've been reading some reviews, and they say it's a good game, but it doesn't quite live up to its predecessor. But
I've heard that too, but I heard it lives up in a lot of ways. Like a lot of people were really worried about it because it messes with the lore.
oh, really?
Yeah. So in this game, there's actually another Ring of Power made, and so like a lot of people have been really worried about that. But I watched an interview with the two of the creators today, and they were doing an interview and they were talking about that, and I was like, they kind of talked me down from being mad about that
Oh, yeah?
because they seem to really know their stuff about like Lord of the Rings lore and stuff like that.
Mm.
And so and they did say in the end it'll all tie it together.
Okay.
In the end, it's fine. But I did hear that there is actually apparently an alternate ending that's like not behind a paywall, but behind like a grind/paywall. Like you either have to grind really hard to get it or pay to get it.
Like a DLC kind of thing, or?
No, like you have to grind to get certain upgrades or something like that.
Yeah.
And then once you get those certain upgrades,
Oh, or you can use microtransactions and get them instantly.
or you can pay the microtransaction to get it.
Gross. No, boo.
Yeah.
Microtransactions. Ew. Cool. Well, yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna get it. I'm kind of like put off by them like saying, "Oh, it might not live up to it," but
That's what Josie's getting me from her birthday, so I'm really excited.
oh, okay, that's next weekend, right?
Yep.
All right.
It's actually tomorrow. but
Tomorrow?
Actually, it's in 4 minutes.
Well, hold up, Adam. What games you playing?
All right then. So Smash, of course, I did not win at the tournament. I lost money. I actually picked up Heroes of the Storm again after a long time. But,
Yeah?
still sad about that because I can still only play offline versus AI, but I still played a good bit of it. I did like every single daily quest.
Wait, why? Why can you only play with online people? I mean, bots.
My internet is a crap, and so is my laptop.
Oh, I see. Okay, I was curious.
And a little bit of exciting news. I actually got another game. Surprise.
What? No. What is it?
So I went to a GameStop and I bought Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 for the Switch.
And what do you think?
That's pretty good so far. I've been told it's not necessarily a good purchase, but I'm enjoying it so far. I was playing some today. There's a lot to do.
Oh wait, is
Yeah.
this the older one they remade for it?
Yeah, this isn't Fighter Z.
Oh, okay.
Fighter Z comes out early next year.
This is Xenoverse. You said?
Yeah, Xenoverse 2.
Oh, okay. All right. Just making sure I had my games right. Okay.
Yeah, the hardest thing is really just getting used to the controls because there's so many things you can do in this game. Like, it's good that they give your character like fighting diversity
Yeah.
and like how they can fight, but there's just so much. Like, I can't even remember half of what they can do.
Oh yeah. That was my thing, like with fighting games, and it's still true today. Like even playing like Injustice, all the combos you can do is
Like, the different things like rivals, if not more than like what I have to do in Smash. Because like Smash now is like muscle memory to me. This
Yeah.
is just like, okay, what is this do? Oh, that's not what I wanted to do.
Mhm.
Where's the button? Okay, here it is. Like, it's just so much.
Yeah. Well, hold up. You can customize your character.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's actually the very first thing you do.
That's interesting. So like, how was that?
It was pretty interesting. It was so you choose your race. I went with every little boy's dreams to be a Super Saiyan.
All right.
And then you just customize it. I think it comes with it already comes with like the armor. You customize the hairstyle and color, the eye style and color. You can actually customize their facial structure in
Really?
like taking anime into consideration too. So you can like make their eyes look more like normalized, or you can just make it like 2 dots if you want to, like Krillin.
That's funny. That's insane. That was like a lot of fun. So you went Super Saiyan? They look weird. I feel like their chest is too big for their character model.
You can change this too. I think for at least for the Saiyans, there was a medium. There was a smaller, medium, and like a bigger build.
Yeah.
By the way, Taft, happy birthday officially.
Oh, here we go.
Thank you.
Here we go. Oh, shit. What's happening? Stop. Oh, here we go. Oh. I don't know why I went to the Spanish version, but happy birthday, Taft.
Thank you.
How old are you now?
22.
All right. Make a wish.
All right.
What'd you wish for?
I can't.
You
tell
can't
that.
tell your birthday wish.
It's not a birthday. It's a birthday podcast wish. You can tell that one. It works.
Nope, can't do it.
Fine. I'll contact the NSA and have them mine your dreams or some shit. Anyway, happy birthday, Taft. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Now I don't care. Back to Xenoverse. What were you saying? No, I'm kidding.
What were we saying?
We were talking about, I was watching his character creation video, and you can give them Brock eyes.
Oh yeah,
What?
Dude,
the little
Brock,
lines.
that is my favorite anime eyes ever. They're just so...
Oh yeah, you can. There's so many ways you can do their eyes. I was looking at all these versions, and I'm just like, this is great. I'm gonna enjoy this.
I like the level of creation you have, but how's the have you like how far have you gotten?
It's really weird. I'm not sure how the story goes because like there's story events, but they kind of go like out of order. I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been doing a lot of instructor events because if you do instructor events, they teach you moves. So like I trained Piccolo, Yamcha, and Krillin. They taught me all their moves and stuff like that. And,
Oh, yeah.
The more moves you get, the more you can customize your character with his skill set. And as far as story, right now I'm to a point where there's like 5 main areas you can go to, and I'm trying to get on Frieza's ship, but I'm not sure how to do that. Supposed story area you have to do to unlock that, but I have no idea how to do that.
Oh, okay. So does it go through the whole story of the game? I mean, of the anime?
I think so. What it does is you're so after you customize your character, it sets you in as a member of what they call the Time Patrol, founded by Trunks, ironically enough, because he's the time traveler.
Time Patrol?
does
it turn the game into a buddy cop?
Basically, the premise of the game is like events in history are being altered, and it's your job to fix them. So, like events I've done, like you've gone back and you helped Goku and Piccolo fight Raditz, changed to where Raditz somehow wins the fight. You have to fix that to where Piccolo kills both Goku and Raditz, and then like Nappa survives and becomes a Great Ape. You have to change it to where they still beat Vegeta and Nappa dies, and like all that stuff.
That sounds like a cool concept. Like it's you're still going through the story of Dragon Ball Z, but you're not doing it the same old way that every other game has done it.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. All right. Anything else? It's getting late and it's midterm week. So I'm getting ready to call it a night. Also, since I got up at 5 a.m.
I have a 7:30 class.
Do you? Oh. All right. Late night episode. Love these so much.
It is 12:03, almost 12:04, and
Yeah. The real question is, Taff, is Taff falling asleep?
No, I'm still here.
Oh, okay, good. You were quiet. I was like, oh god, he either passed out or he just went to bed. And I was like, hey man, if you fell asleep right now, I'd be really envious of you. Anything else before we call the show?
I think that's a show.
Good, because I'm so damn tired. You can contact. Oh wait, here before we go out. Here we go. Gotta get that music back. All right, boys. This has been a episode of Late Night College Gamers Podcast.
No, this has been College Gamers After Dark.
True.
You're right. I just had a stroke or something. So let's clear the cigar smoke. Last call for drinks, because the bar is closing down. All right, boys. You can contact the College Gamers Podcast with email collegegamershow@gmail.com. You can find me on Twitter, BlueCowsZ, BLUECOWZ. Taft's Twitter is
Taft Faust 8.
Adam.
Smooth Dog 5.
All right, you can find us on Facebook at the College Gamers Podcast Facebook page. While you're there, the pinned post, tweet, whatever you call it on Facebook, is a link to our Discord. Come check it out. We're growing every day. We got 2 more people than last week, so that's something. Also, if you enjoy the show, if you get a little bit of a kick out of it when we're all loopy from lack of sleep and staying up till 5 a.m., consider giving us a 5-star review for wherever you get your podcast, iTunes or wherever. And I think that's it, boys. I think we're done. Thank you all for listening. Hope you all stuck through our craziness, and have a good night, I guess. Later.
Bye-bye.
Farewell.
Did not do that on purpose. Hey everyone, I'm Mike. I listen to podcasts occasionally, and one of the podcasts I like to listen to is The Morning Stream. And one day I'm, on campus hanging out, and they're talking on the morning stream about this cool new network that's emerging on the internet called Climb Out. It's an online sobriety network, and I thought this is a really cool idea because a lot of listeners don't know is that I have in my family, like, we struggled with alcohol abuse, especially with my father, and I thought this was incredible, this online network for tackling these kind of challenges. So I immediately reached out to them, and I have the honor right now of interviewing Hammond Chamberlain. I'm sorry, of Beyond the Playlist and Soundography fame. So hello, sir.
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. How are you today?
Good. I don't know if anyone's ever attached fame to the back of Beyond the Playlist ever. So thank you.
Well, you know what? It's famous. It's always famous. But yeah. So I wanted to talk to you about Climb Out because I'm fascinated by this idea of because I think the internet can be a powerful place to build communities, and I know staying sober, a key part of that is building these communities of other people going through the same challenges.
Exactly. And I mean, I've learned from the people I've been around and worked with that community on the internet is not only one of the most powerful tools. I mean, when you look at, you've mentioned TMS, so we can take a look at the Tadpool, and we can look at the Diamond Club, who's a kind of a sister community to them. There's some power. That's a powerful group of people that can make a lot of really incredible things happen when they set their minds to it. So taking that mentality of community being a powerful thing and moving it online to be a sobriety support system seemed like a really interesting idea, and it seemed like a natural fit because people have their communities in their pockets now. It's not where they go to hang out as often as it's where they pull up on their screens and then type in what they're thinking and feeling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's no longer a matter of location, like you said. Like,
yes.
Nowadays, if I want to talk on my Discord channel, I just open my phone, and it's really incredible. So I really want to pick your brain and ask what inspired you to build an online community for this kind of thing.
Well, one of the things I noticed when I was working in the adult world was that sober living beds in actual physical locations are very hard to come by. They're very expensive. They're very insurances have a weird thing with them just because it's basically paying rent. So it's kind of a weird space as far as the aftercare of treatment goes. There are these sober living beds, and having experienced that with people who really needed community and really needed a place to share their thoughts and their feelings and their struggles and get support, it seemed like a natural fit to bring it to a place where there wasn't a bed count and there wasn't a cap on how many people could be there. And it could be a universal idea of people across the country or around the world supporting each other with very different creative ideas on how they maintain sobriety. I mean, because what people do in various cultures will help also promote new ideas across the world too. So I mean, once the community is large enough, it could become this really self-sustaining, self-promoting, healthy organism kind of online.
Mm-hmm. That can be very helpful. And I think also one thing that might be nice about having it online is that you can be anonymous, and that can help you open up to other strangers.
Yes, very much. We have two areas where the community can go. We have a private forum that's actually behind a paywall. It's not very expensive, but the token of paying the minimum amount kind of prevents trolls, because no one's going to pay to be a jerk.
Yeah,
and if they do, then wow, they're dedicated to being a jerk.
Yeah.
But so that's the real reason why there's a little bit of pay. On the higher levels, it's because we're providing direct access to our team of professionals, and we have exclusive content. The podcast itself is kind of entertainment and information, but behind the paywall, we actually go into the education and the putting into practice, kind of supporting your treatment program after you go through your program. Mm-hmm. And having the community there and having the forum be part of that is key. But we're not idiots. So we also set up a private Facebook group that you have to be invited into, and you have to it's part of the package, so that if Facebook is where you want to live and where you want to be, and anonymity is not something you're too concerned with, then jump on there and be part of that community as well.
Yeah, I can imagine that. And like you said, trolls, I can understand being a problem, because this network is built on trust. Yes, and built on being comfortable and opening up to other people. So keeping trolls out seems like a very key part of this community. And I imagine, as people build friendships and trust, maybe this community could, self-regulate, especially when it comes to trolls. But, hopefully that paywall keeps them out. So it sounds like this community is more post AA meetings. Is that right?
Yeah. What we can get you in touch with resources virtually or locally to help you out on your path to sobriety. But what we really do kind of aim at is the idea of people who are just getting out of treatment and they're looking for that support. Mm-hmm. They're looking for those resources and those ideas to help maintain for sobriety, because you do 30, 60, 90 days in a building, it's controlled. That environment is totally not in your control whatsoever. You're at the whim of the facility. And then all of a sudden getting out, even if you're in like intensive outpatient, you're in the world and you're having to learn how to navigate those waters again as a kind of a new person with new habits and new rituals and new ways of approaching things. So having a resource that's kind of with you at all times kind of sounds like it sounds silly, but it's kind of like a weird little security blanket that you can kind of look at and go, oh, look, here are these ideas. Here's this group of people following me around that kind of I can talk to. Mm. And I'll be really honest. Right now, our community is very small. We're new. We've been at this like a month. But, there's a lot of interest, and we've got some things going with referrals and some people. But, as it grows, we hope that it does become self-sustaining and self-moderating and self-sufficient to an extent.
Yeah, and I imagine that, like you said, when you're first out or while you're going through the process, you can be in this controlled environment. And when you're thrown out into the world, you have no one to hold your hand. And I imagine it's a very delicate situation. And it can be. And it can be easy to fall back on old habits. And it's really cool that you're building the community to help people through that hard point.
Yeah. And right now, this is the perk of it being as small as it is right now, is you have immediate access to all of our professionals. Because really, the community is the people who've been on the show, people who run the site, me and my wife, and all of our therapists that work with us. So if you're having troubles, get it now, because when it fills up, it'll be harder for us to pay attention to the feed of information. But right now, it's you and us.
Yeah. Something I'm also kind of curious about is, as a family member of an alcoholic, I'm just curious, does Climb Out, do they have anything that's more family oriented compared to like the addict?
On the forum, we have a section for friends and family for support.
Mm-hmm.
We are actually thinking once this aspect of it kind of takes off and moves on, because we've called ourselves the Climb Out Network, we're going to be thinking about all the other things that we can address. We can address anxiety and depression. We can deal with family members of addicts. We can deal with first responders and their problems and their issues, because my experience with law enforcement. We can deal with lots of different, once our network of professionals and our kind of resources develop, we can tackle a whole host of issues and problems that, affect mental health and society and addiction and, lots of different areas.
That's really cool, man. And, I assume that as your community grows, you'll be able to reach out and get new people with new specialties. And, it sounds like you have a lot of them covered. It sounds like you have a lot of experience with this.
Well, it's very interesting. In the course of my career, I have dealt with, law enforcement. I have dealt with therapists. I have dealt with actors and musicians and all kinds of different things. And I don't really realize the bases I've covered until I start making a list of all the things that we need or want to do. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh yeah, I know that person. I've got this person. And this is somebody we can reach out. And in fact, this Friday, as we're recording, I'm getting together with a guy who works for the Department of Workforce Services, and we're going to do a show about writing resumes and doing interviews with people who have had time in treatment, who maybe have not so perfect criminal records, and how they work with that in getting a job.
That's really cool. That's pretty amazing. So I can imagine it's very challenging, especially like if you have a record in the past. But so all right. I do a college podcast. We're kind of a bunch of college students talking about video games, and something I wanted to talk to you about as a college podcast. There can be a lot of drinking in college. There's a lot of environments where it's kind of like a sport, and sometimes.
My wife went to the University of Wyoming, so I know all about that.
Yeah, I go to LSU. All my friends, it's can be known for a party school. In fact, some sad news earlier in September, there was actually an alcohol-related death in one of the fraternities of a freshman. So the environment can be dangerous. So I kind of wanted to talk to you about drinking at an early age and the risks that come along with that, because I know that, a lot of freshmen incoming, they can be underage. They can be like 18, 19. The drinking age is 21 here in the United States. And I want, I know you've worked with, at-risk youths, I believe. And I just want to talk about, what does underage drinking do? Because I know it can hurt brain development. And, I just kind of want to get, from your experience, what have you seen?
Well, overall, anytime you bring a substance into your body that alters and messes with your perception or with your brain and how your brain perceives and brings in information, it's kind of a problem. I understand people drink when they're underage. I get that. I went to high school and college too. But trying to keep up with the big kids when you're brand new is really, really dangerous. If you're at a party and you're with a bunch of people you don't know, not just the drinking aspect can be dangerous, but you don't know what's going into those drinks either. I mean, it becomes tenfold when you're in a large group of people, the dangers that can come. So the way that the brain gets altered because of, it's still very not, I think adolescent boys' brains male brain doesn't clean up and kind of get finished developing until about 25 or so. So it's all kind of sex, drugs, and rock and roll until about 25. And that's why when you're 25, that's why insurance rates go down for men.
I didn't know that.
For cars. They drop when you turn 25.
I guess I recently rented a rental car, and I know there's a certain age where you can't rent a rental car until you're 25. So that just kind of clicked in my brain for a moment. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. So when you do excessive amounts of anything, alcohol, marijuana, other illicit, more severe drugs, you can do some serious damage to the end product of what your brain is going to be and what it'll be capable of. and then you throw in that on top of that, maybe sports or something like that, where there's a chance for head trauma, you're kind of stacking the deck against yourself. I didn't drink when I was in high school and college, and I'm kind of glad because I was too busy playing football, taking head injuries. So I'm not sure how I'm going to turn out as I get older, but hopefully it's okay because I mitigated it by not taking in any substances. If I'd been doing that, who knows where I'd be.
I'm curious, where does alcohol abuse land in severity of damage long term, like compared to smoking or cocaine and other drugs?
Okay, so I can tell you just flatly that benzodiazepine and alcohol withdrawals are the two withdrawals that will kill you.
Really? Wow. So why is that?
It's just because of the way your tolerance builds up and the way it affects your body chemistry. Sudden stopping of those when you go through withdrawals, when you start the DTs or when you start going through benzo withdrawals, they're the ones that will kill you. Most of the opioid overdoses happen in conjunction with something else.
So I guess that's pretty severe. Oh, where does so you said alcohol withdrawal, and what was the other one?
Benzodiazepines, things like Xanax.
Oh, okay. So like prescription drugs and
well, the Xanax in particular, and those that classification of drugs.
And those it's like I know people abuse like Adderall and things like that on campus.
Those are all amphetamine based.
Mm-hmm. I gotcha. So I'm curious. I know there's a it's kind of like a rule of thumb or something where if you are the child of a alcoholic, you're actually more likely to be an alcoholic yourself.
There are genetic predispositions for addictions. And that's actually one of the reasons why I never jumped into it, because I know both sides of my family are both struggling with it and have issue. Hang on a second. So, I didn't jump into using any drugs or alcohol because I knew what my family history was, and I didn't want to play with fire. And based on what I know of my family, I could go from successful working husband to homeless bum in about a week.
So something else I wanted to ask about, does alcohol abuse at a young age have any correlation to abuse when you're older?
I'm not sure of the numbers on that. I can only give you an anecdotal story that I know someone very close to me who drank a ton. He stopped drinking when he turned 16. Didn't drink again till he was 21 and drank very heavily through college, and he's fine-ish. I mean, he still drinks on occasion, but he doesn't have any issues. He's successful working. He drinks like a regular, in moderation person now. But I don't know if he's the rarity or if that's the actual thing. I'd have to have you talk to one of our therapists to get an actual answer to that.
Oh, I gotcha. Just kind of curious. So, like, I'm younger. I feel like I'm pretty tech savvy. Have you found that so far in the Climb Out network? Have you found that maybe you're like the people in the network age kind of younger? I'm just curious.
Well, the people we've interacted with to this point, yes, they are significantly younger. They are in their 20s primarily. And some of them have some real stuff they're dealing with. And we've referred some of them out to other help, and we've referred some to some of our professionals. I mean, we've done what we can to help get people on the right track, because, I mean, regardless of if they're part of the community or not, if they reach out to us, we feel obligated to help.
I can understand that. Speaking of that, I'm just kind of curious. What's kind of your background working with these kind of situations?
Which kind of situations?
Like abuse of substances.
So, like, I don't know if we covered this during the show or if it was pre-show, but I spent 6 years doing crisis work in a correctional facility in a county jail. So most of the people I dealt with were coming directly off the streets, many of them under the influence of Lord knows what. We dealt with a lot of alcohol withdrawals and identifying them and getting them treatment before things became dangerous. I was mostly crisis intervention and suicide prevention for 6 years. After some time away from that job, I got a job working at a lockdown residential facility for adolescents, both boys and girls. And I did that for a number of years. And then after that, I worked again in the jail system, evaluating people for release based on risk to see if they qualify for various programs. Because keeping someone in jail who doesn't need to be there can actually do more harm. So 9 times out of 10, the people we saw had some sort of substance either on board or was related to why they got arrested.
Mm.
And then I started working in probation, which is a post-conviction kind of supervision. And we were dealing with people getting into treatment, trying to maintain and support their sobriety through their probationary period. So got a lot of personal experience helping people and trying to get that resource and kind of walking along with people to kind of give them support. And also when they do slip, not judging, just helping them reset and get started over again.
No, I imagine in that situation, I imagine it's very easy to slip back into old habits. And It sounds like that's where Climb Out kind of comes in handy, because like they're there that you can lean on. Because I think everyone needs someone to lean on at that point. You know?
Oh yeah. I mean, a lot of people, when they come out of treatment, they're going right back to where they lived, or they're going right back to the people who they were associating with, because that's who they know.
Mm-hmm.
And if there hasn't been a change in the environment, then that person has to find an environment that they can change in. And sometimes they can't afford to move. Sometimes they can't afford to get out of where they are. Sometimes they're kids and they just can't because they're kids. So having a place where they can go, we will do everything we can to kind of provide that support system so that they can try to make those positive steps on their own, so they can become more secure in their own sobriety and more assured in themselves and their ability to continue in the path that they've chosen. Because really getting sober is a choice. Getting and staying sober is a choice, because I can lock you up and you don't use, you're sober. But staying sober is a choice you make almost every day. I mean, that's a choice you have to wake up and go, okay, so today I'm not doing it.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's for y'all. And what services does Climb Out offer? Like you mentioned therapists. Is there any specializations? So
what we have is we do webinars based on various topics. We're probably this guy from Workforce Services. We'll probably have him do one. We've got some actual breakdowns of the 12-step program, maybe not AA specifically, but 12-step programming kind of in how it works.
Mm-hmm.
We're working with that. That's behind our paywall. So we have these webinars that are live. We have our forum. We have coaching sessions with our therapists. We have 3 therapists on duty. All of them have at least 20 years in the business working in addiction treatment. Some of them deal with trauma and addiction as well. So, I mean, we've got a variety of skill sets. I'm not a therapist, but I'm good at, life skills and, coping skills kind of stuff.
No, it sounds like you have plenty of experience in other fields though.
Yeah, I'm not a licensed therapist. So I can do coaching. I can do support, but I can't do, to bill myself as a therapist would be unscrupulous and not good. I
got you. But it sounds like you're a good person to lean on and ask for advice.
Oh, and that's something I'm more than willing to be for people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just curious. How often do these webinars happen?
We are scheduling. Well, it's funny. We're scheduling we've been active since the 1st of September.
Nice.
Our first webinar will probably be sometime in mid-October, because 2 of our therapists have big things they're working on. One of them is working on our doctorate program, and the other has some family things that are going on that we need to let him take care of first before we jump into this. So we're shooting for sometime mid-October for our first set of webinars, and we'll probably try to do them at least twice a month after that.
Nice. That's incredible. So I'm curious, you mentioned you've worked at a lot of places, especially in this field. The people who you work with now at Climb Out, are a lot of them people you've met from past experiences, or how many of them are?
Yeah, all 4 of us, actually, that adolescent facility that we worked at, all 4 of us were there together and became friends, and then they moved on to become real therapists and get licensures and do really cool things to do that kind of work. And I moved on to work in probation and pretrial. Nice.
Well, that's pretty cool, man. I'm excited about what you're making on the internet on your own little corner, and I think it's incredible. I mean, I'm a small time guy, so I don't know how much my opinion weighs, but I really look up to what you're doing. I think it's incredible.
Well, I appreciate that. I feel like I'm a small time guy too. That's the thing about podcasting, is I think since 90% of us do it alone in our basements, we get this really weird sense that we're just talking into the void.
Yeah.
So the fact that there are people that respond and kind of support those ideas help, because I'm looking at a closed door and pictures on my wall, and having you say that you hear these things, it does help. It gives you a sense that you are making a dent in the world and you're actually trying to do something good, and people are catching that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true, man. So good luck with what you're doing. And all right, I do a video game podcast, so I just have to ask, do you play any video games?
So I was a hardcore Hearthstone player from the day it launched on tablet until the day they released the one with the Jade Lotus stuff.
Oh yeah.
And then
Mean Streets? I think it was Mean Streets of Gadgetism.
Yes, I think that might have been the one. It's the one with the where they had the clobber. You build up the strength to do that. And you had the Jade.
Yeah, I had like the clans.
Yes, exactly. That was I spent like $20 and got a bunch of cards the day it was released.
Yeah.
Built a couple decks, went and played. I lost like 17 games straight.
Oh,
I couldn't win a game to save my life because everyone else had all the freaking cards. And I just was like, I'm not going to spend a ton of money to try to play a game that I'm never going to be a pro at, and that right now is no more fun for me. And so I deleted it off my tablet. I deleted it off my phone, and I haven't turned back to it. Although I get tempted on occasion because I'm friends with people from the Nutrikin. So every now and then they get in my ear and I'm thinking, oh, okay, maybe I could try that again. And then just recently I had a conversation with someone who does a World of Warcraft podcast, and she actually wants to do a show with me where she's guiding a new person through for the first time, because I've never played a frame of World of Warcraft.
Really?
I'm kind of interested in that idea, to do it for a reason with somebody who's good at it, so I don't feel like I'm lost all the way through.
10 out of 10 would listen to that. That sounds
you think so?
That sounds so much fun. Because I've been playing since vanilla, so seeing that fresh perspective sounds really entertaining.
And it's funny because Scott's done the instance for years.
Oh yeah.
I interviewed Emir Noon and Craig Stewart Garfinkel, who did the music for Draenor.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Russell Brower's tapped to be on the show at some point for Be on the Playlist. I'm looking forward to talking to him. So it's not like
love his stuff.
So it's not like I'm not in that world. I just haven't played the game, which is bizarre.
Mm-hmm. So are you playing anything right now?
So the things I play, and you're gonna laugh, I have one of those kind of retro 2600 machines my wife got me.
All right.
Play the hell out of that. And I still love me some Angry Birds. Laugh if you like, but it's a good game to pick up because I'm too busy to sit down and get invested in anything. We own a Wii U, and I played the Mickey Adventure ones with my kids. The Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
What's it called? The one with Oswald in it. I can't even remember the name of it anymore.
Oh, I couldn't tell you.
Anyway, I played both of those, 1 and 2, with my kids, and those were fun. But I want to be a gamer. I really do. But when it was college time and I was able to do that, I wasn't. I was in college during the height of the NES and the SNES.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a friend who worked for Nintendo programming. He worked on Nintendo Nintendo Empire Strikes Back, the SNES version of Empire Strikes Back, and Jedi. He worked on Nolan Ryan's Fast Pitch for the Game Boy. I mean, he was doing it as his job, and I still didn't play.
That's funny. That's pretty cool, though.
I want to. I need the time, and I need to have a reason to do it. And this WoW idea is kind of it's too good for me not to think about.
Yeah. No, if that ends up happening, let me know.
Okay.
That sounds awesome. All right. Quick question. Are they still releasing Angry Birds content?
Yes, they are.
They are?
Angry
Okay.
Angry Birds 2 is actually kind of fun.
All right. And what'd you think of the movie?
Actually, the movie was better than it should have been. I'll be really honest with you. The movie was much, much better than it should have been. The movie should have been a giant pile of poo. It should have been like the Emoji Movie, but it wasn't. It's actually kind of funny. And my kids really enjoyed it. And so when my wife's out of town or when she's busy, we own it digitally. So we'll put it on and we'll laugh our stupid butts off and have a good time.
Nice. I need to watch it then because I haven't seen it yet. But all right. Well, thanks for talking to me, man. Where can people?
Thanks for having me on. This has been a lot of fun. I'm rarely interviewed myself, so it's kind of nice to have the tables turned.
Aha, I got you this time. So, where can people find Climb Out and other things you do?
So, climoutnetwork.com. That's the place to start there. We're on Twitter at Climb Out Network. We're on Instagram at Climb Out Network. We have a bunch of shows already out for Climb Out. We launched with 4, and since then we've released a bunch of stories and some really cool episodes that kind of talk about culture and how culture affects mental health as well. The other things I do Beyond the Playlist with JHammondC. So I'm at JHammondC on Twitter there, jhammondc.com. I do an interview show where I talk to people who make their living in creative fields. So I talk to podcasters, artists, directors, musicians, whatever. And then I also do soundography with Brian Ibbett, and that's at The Soundography, because somebody was squatting on soundography and not using it.
Oh, no.
So we had to use The Soundography. And then that's a crash course in music, one band at a time. We just released the Drive-By Truckers today as we record, and next week is Tool.
Nice. Cool. All right, man. Well, again, good luck with the Climb Out Network. This is something I really think is going to help a lot of people, and I'm excited to see what you do with it.
Well, I'm very, very happy that you contacted me. This was a lot of fun.
Oh, it was. We should do it again. Just like maybe in like a year and see where everything's at.
Okay, great.
Yeah, cool. I'll put it on the calendar right now. All right. Well, thank you again for talking to me, and hopefully we do it again soon.
This has been a Blue Cow Radio production. Find more at bluecowradio.com.